on an iPhone.
Uh-huh.
So did she have to have special?
She actually used a flip cam.
She did have a flip cam.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a small flip cam that we use for some things.
So is there editing that's going on
Tripod.
with that? No, she
Yeah.
didn't. She handheld.
She handheld it.
Okay.
Is there video editing going on with that?
So
Like a special program or just
Flip
a
cams
cam?
come with a
Yeah, so
little
just-
software.
okay, so
when you
just-
insert it into the computer, it
Yeah.
just connects via
Yeah, no, I have one of those. I
USB.
just didn't know if you did
Yeah.
something more than the stuff
You
that
can
comes
use
with
that or
the
Movie Maker or something like that.
So do you have
Put it
suggestions
together.
other than if you don't have a Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Windows
flip
has
cam.
Movie Maker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a little clunky.
Yeah.
The problems that I have with Movie Maker is it's the processing speed on your computer and that kind of stuff. So it's like when you're bringing in clips and dumping clips in there, you may have to wait, 60 seconds or a couple minutes for it to calculate the video and get it ready to play for you. And then sometimes you play it back and you're having issues with it. You have to take it out and put it back in and that kind of stuff. But in general, for your basic stuff, like Movie Maker gets the job done, no problem.
And is
Reference
Animoto?
material? Camtasia Studio is Windows first.
Yes.
Then there's a version of the Mac actually not as functional.
What is that?
Camtasia Studio. Educational discount is usually around $250. Or nonprofit discount's the same.
Okay.
And it's there are a lot of folks. Actually, there are some big companies who use it too for not professional stuff. But if you're doing presentations that you're trying to put up as references
Yeah.
for reference material, if you use PowerPoint, there's an add-in. It actually takes every page, makes an index, makes a container, and if you put this container, the whole folder out, it's got a built-in. It's actually a custom viewer. It's a custom Shockwave Flash
Okay.
viewer with an MP4 inside it. So you don't have to pay attention to all that stuff. But with a few straightforward steps with lots of tutorials, we've been able to get some of those kind of tutorials out that would have taken us a lot longer and a lot more money had we not found this educational software does pretty well.
Is Animoto for Macs or PC?
Anything is web-based.
What about, this is, it wouldn't support an organization like yours that's in the business of making videos for nonprofits, but whether anybody's tried to inventory, I know Bill was mentioning you had a class in UNC on videos or with in the high school or whatever.
High school, yeah.
Right. But I think at UNC or at State or Duke or whatever, classes that are involved in video productions that are looking for projects and I know that there are those things, and I know that it takes patience and time, and you've got to be willing to work with the students and have it last an entire semester, and it may not always be, but in terms of
Keep your raw footage.
Keep your-
Don't
But I mean,
hand over
I've done
only
that
footage you have.
before.
Yeah.
I've worked with a class to do a promotional video for getting students to think about studying abroad, and they did an amazing job. And it just seems that it would be helpful to create an inventory like that, if your budget is next to nothing, and you've got the time and aren't in a rush and willing to go through the hoops that would require.
Does the People's Channel have any kind of registry of folks who have been through? Because I know a lot of folks are just,
Yeah, I mean,
individuals who come here.
of course, we have a database of our previous members and such, and we teach classes. I've actually taught some classes at schools to teach people how to do it themselves. We don't just shoot for people, we also teach you how to do it for yourselves. And I've worked with, we actually just did a project with, the name is escaping me, a charter school that's getting shut down in Durham. Is it
Well,
Pace?
Pace is in Chapel Hill being shut down.
Okay.
Kestrel and Durham is still going.
It's Pace in Chapel Hill
Yeah.
then, where we came in, and actually what I did is, we helped out too, but then we had an intern from NCCU, and she went too and shot with the kids, and then we edited and then worked with them to make a video about trying to, what they loved so much about the school.
Trying to save the school.
Yeah.
No. That's neat. But you guys are in Chapel Hill and in Durham, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you another thing. on something that's like, okay, we're just trying to stick our toe in the water. That's what we did, was sticking our toe in the water with catching people when they were coming in here for different interviews and stuff like that. And we pulled them aside and we would say, hey, we'd set up a flip cam. The flip cam's here, you're off camera here, you're looking at them there, and you say, tell us why you support UNCTV. And they say, well, you know, I grew up in Durham watching Sesame Street every morning, and now that I'm older, I have kids, and they watch this, and I watch Nova, and I think it's really important to have access to educational television. Boom, you're done. That's a video that you can use, you know? And that's what we started with on the web, with besides our web extras from actual broadcast programs, that's what we started with, just as far as getting our toe in that water. And the way that we made it look a little more professional is we bookended it with a pretty graphic on the front end and on the back end. So it was like, you know, UNCTV Web Extra or something. I forget exactly what it said on the front. And then they went through it, and it dissolved into the interview. And you know, it was one of those where like you never heard the question, but it was obvious what the question was by their answer. You know. Right. And because they say, I support UNCTV because it's pretty evident, because, so whatever your charity group that you're working with, you know, why do you support the, you know, the Cancer Society? And they may say, oh, well, you know, my mother passed away from cancer when I was younger, and it was, you know, a horrible experience, but it made me a stronger person, blah, blah, you know, that kind of thing. That kind of stuff is really effective, you know, and it's a really sort of base, easy way to sort of start getting your head around doing some kind of video for the web. And you can do it in a video that's, you know, less than a minute.
And you had a
I was
question,
gonna say,
didn't you?
I've seen, it was actually Beth Cantor who did it. There's some stuff on YouTube where she goes and interviews people at conferences. The audio is everybody walking by, but you can still hear it, so it's really not high quality at anything. But it was very informative, because I got to hear two important people who have names that I recognize talk to each other about something, about how do you use social media for this or that, and there might be 5 minutes long or 3 minutes long, but it's not highfalutin production at all. It's
all about the content.
Yeah, it's an iPhone.
And the thing about that is, we actually did the same exact thing when we do our yearly fundraisers. We just put a camera in the studio with a black background, and every member that walks in to do anything, just saying, would you like to come? Of course, we ask permission. Would you like to come in front of the camera? And then you have that, but then also you have the ability to create like what they call today like a supercut. So you can go from one person, you know, my name is John, my name is Beth. I love, you know, I make things, I do this, and then you just with that material, you can have those individual pieces, but then you could also blend them together. Yeah, similar to most famously. It was like one of the first commercials that they showed in the theater for the One campaign, when they had all of the Hollywood people, and it was like Brad Pitt, Julia, but they were all just black and white background, and then you'd see them individually, but then they cut them in together to create a story that joins them all. So it's like, these are all, you know, the United Colors of Benetton type of thing. Like, you know, these are all the people that come together. Yeah, just using simple stuff. And your phone is great. Phones have really good video. You just got to get close to people, and we were talking about this together, and turn it on its side.
Yeah.
You know, that way you get that full screen
Makes a big difference.
that you're getting instead of that straight up and down. But yeah, we have people who make shows on their phone.
So as far as composition, like thinking about like if they are using a device like that, or maybe even the flip cam, what should they think about as far as composition?
Well, you want to get close to the subject because you don't have a mic. So if I'm this far away and someone's talking, you're not going to hear them. So you want to get up close. And I mean, right off the bat, I would say one of the most important things, one of the biggest mistakes people make is